been way too long. What are you up to these days?
Oh, hey, Allison. What's going on? I wasn't expecting to hear from you today. It sure has been a long time.
So, are you still sitting around the house doing nothing all day? How long have you been unemployed now?
So you contact me out of the blue like this, and you're still trying to say all that same BS? How many times do I have to tell you? When will you understand? You know what I do, right? I do have a job, whether you think it's a good job or not.
Yeah. You're a freelancer who works from home or whatever. Yeah, right. Give me a break. I have another friend who works from home, you know. I know what that means. You can't fool me. She said that she's happy if she makes $200 or $300 a month. You call that a job?
I mean, there definitely are people like that out there, but that doesn't mean I'm one of them. Not all freelancers are like that. It really depends on what kind of work you're doing. You can definitely make a lot more than that. I know I certainly do.
I'm not at all interested in hearing your excuses. You can tell yourself whatever makes you feel better. We both know the truth anyway. Everybody knows that any work you can do from home is never gonna amount to much. It's more like a hobby you can earn a little cash from. It takes a lot of guts to be a freelancer like you and try to claim that's a real job. Aren't you ever embarrassed? I know I would be.
I'm not trying to trick anybody, and I don't really feel a need to convince them it's a real job. I know it is. Why should I care what you think?
Wouldn't you make more working a part-time job somewhere? Just go get a job flipping burgers or something. Or work behind a cash register somewhere. Anything!
Did you contact me just to tease me about my job, which you obviously know nothing about? I really don't have time for this right now. Look, I'm busy working right now, whether you believe me or not. If you don't have anything else to talk about, can we be done here?
See? There you go again. Acting like your job is so big and important when everyone knows it's not. Cut the act. You're not fooling anyone. Anyway, that's actually not what I really wanted to talk to you about. I do have something very important to tell you.
Fine, then what is it? Hurry up and spit it out. I don't have all day.
Well, you know I'm pregnant, right? I'm sure Hank or somebody must have told you by now.
Yeah, actually, it was your mom that told me. But I did know that. So what?
Hey now! Aren't you at least gonna say congrats? Have some manners!
Oh, sorry, I guess. Jeez. Congratulations.
You really are so inconsiderate, you know. You could have thought to say that on your own. Why didn't you ever learn manners? I know it's probably just because you're jealous, though. Right, Kate?
Why exactly would I be jealous? Please enlighten me.
Isn't it obvious? I got married way after you. But I got pregnant first. Are you ever gonna have kids? Or are you too busy with your career? Why wouldn't you be jealous?
I hadn't thought about that at all. Not even a little bit. I've got other things on my mind. And yes, I am focused on my career, as a matter of fact. I've got a lot going on in my life. Now's not quite the time for me to have a kid yet. I don't need to define myself by whether or not I have kids like you. There's still some things I want to accomplish. The time to start a family can come after that. I'm pretty sure Hank understands how important my work is to me.
Stop pretending like you're not jealous. No way anyone really thinks like that. Just admit you wish you could be more like me.
I'm not pretending. Why do you think this is some kind of act?
By the way, you know I talked to my mom about this. She is upset that Hank got stuck with such a worthless woman like you. Like, really upset. She thought she would never be able to hold a grandchild until I got pregnant. She has no hope for you. At least she has me, right?
Even if she said all that, it's up to Hank and me when we want to have kids. It's our marriage. Not yours, not your mom's. I really don't appreciate you guys interfering.
My mom thinks you might even be barren. She might be right.
Why would she jump to that conclusion? I just told you I haven't had kids yet by choice. Is that so unbelievable to you? Did your mom really say those things about me?
Yep, she sure did. Many times. She's always saying that you're so cold and you stay shut in your room all day. It's bringing everybody down.
Wow. So that's what she really thinks about me, huh? I wish I had known sooner. I would have stopped helping out around the house a long time ago.
It's not just her either. No one likes you. Not me, not my dad, not even Hank. Hank said he can't stand you either. Your own husband.
Even Hank? Did he really say that? I find that hard to believe.
Yeah, he said he regrets marrying such a good-for-nothing woman. He's miserable with you.
Hank really said that? He thinks I'm good for nothing?
He sure did. He's felt that way for a while, I think. Can't say I blame him. He gets annoyed because you act like you're all important even though you barely make any money.
Oh my God. I had no idea. How could he possibly think that?
Maybe you didn't, but it's the truth. That's how it is, you know? I'm not here to sugarcoat it for you.
I never thought he would say those kinds of things behind my back like that.
He's just trying to be considerate of your feelings is all. He has to vent to someone, you know? So he talks to me and my mom. Hank is a really nice guy. Maybe a little too nice. He's too worried about hurting your feelings to tell you the truth.
I think it's gonna take me a while before I can really believe that it's true. I can't imagine why he would think those things about me.
Well, why don't you ask him yourself then? That way you can be sure. I know they say ignorance is bliss, but wouldn't you rather know the truth?
Of course. I have to talk to him about it now. No matter how painful it is.
One other thing. I heard about where you're doing your oh-so-important work. You're using my old room, aren't you? When did I give you permission to do that?
Yeah, sometimes I have to work until really late at night. Hank was complaining about how he can't sleep if there's any light in the room. And since you barely come back to visit your parents, Hank told me I should use your room to work so he can get some sleep.
In that case, you're gonna have to pay me a fee for using my room as office space.
What in the world?
Why wouldn't I charge you rent? Did you think you could really get away with using my room as free office space? It is my room after all, and you're working there rent-free. How is that fair? It's a free market. Pay up.
But you don't even live here, Allison. You've been gone for a long time. And your parents are just renting this house anyway. It's not like you own the place or anything. I can't imagine any reason why I would be paying you rent for a room in a house you don't own or even live in. Have you ever heard anything like that before?
What are you talking about? It's all thanks to me and moving out of that house that you're able to use that room as your office for your job. You owe me. How long have you been in there anyway? I need to figure out how much you owe. Why would you not owe me something in return? Nothing comes for free in this world. You better pay up.
You know what? I really don't feel like paying you anything. Why should I? This all sounds crazy to me. There's no way you have any legal right to charge me rent here.
What? You better watch your mouth. I might just have to raise the rent on you if you don't fix that attitude. Well then, at least give me something to celebrate my pregnancy. I've got a baby on the way, you know. And what have you done to congratulate me? Nothing. That's what. After all, you're never going to give my mom and dad a grandkid to love and to hold. So you owe me for doing the work for you, too. I'll be the one to make them happy. You owe me for that, too, don't you think? It only seems fair to me. You could give me at least about $10,000 to say thanks. That would be a start.
What has gotten into you? Are you out of your mind? Who has ever given such a ridiculous amount of money to someone just because they got pregnant? I was definitely planning on giving you some cash when the baby comes. That's usually how it works, you know. You get some presents or something for the baby. But I have never heard of giving somebody money for a baby that hasn't even been born yet. You're not even due for months. Aren't you jumping the gun here? And another thing. What an insane amount! Who in the world do you think is gonna pay you that much? Have you completely lost touch with reality?
Oh my god, are you really that cheap too? You just get worse and worse. You're so totally unwilling to help with anything. The least you could do is be generous for once in your worthless life. Meanwhile, I'm the one who's letting you squat in my house like that. You definitely owe me at least that much for my kindness, if not more. It's definitely not too much to ask.
Did you just call me a squatter? What is wrong with you? Have you lost your mind? So let me get this straight. You think I'm an unemployed squatter, right? But you still expect me to pay you a stupid amount of money for rent in a house you don't own? Where you don't even live? If I really were unemployed, there's no way I could come up with that kind of money, right? Please just think this through. Are you listening to yourself? What you're saying makes no sense.
I heard from Hank that you've been saving money since before you guys got married. He told me all about it. How much do you have now? You must have enough to pay me some rent if you've been saving that long. You need to support me with those savings. I'm the one having a baby. It's thanks to me that the pressure's off you to give my parents a grandbaby.
I can't believe it. He even told you all that? I had no clue.
Of course he did. We're family after all. Hank has always told me everything. We're very close. So anyway, thanks in advance. Talk to you later. Hey, Kate. So have you got that money for me or what? I've been waiting, but I haven't heard back from you yet.
What are you talking about? I thought I made myself clear.
Don't act like you don't know. When I talked to you last month, I told you to give me some money.
And I told you I would absolutely not be paying you, didn't I? Did you forget about that part? There is no reason I would ever give you that much money. I already told you this last time. Leave me alone.
See? I knew you were cheap. Aren't you ashamed of yourself? Refusing to help out your pregnant sister-in-law? You really are good for nothing. Just like my mom said. I should have listened. Mom always knows best. It makes me feel so sad for Hank, the poor guy. He's stuck with you, the worst wife on the planet. I can't imagine why he would marry an ugly, unemployed girl like you. He could have done so much better for himself.
You know what, Allison? I don't know why you think you have the right to talk to me like that. Why should I just sit here and take it?
I'm just telling it like it is. The truth hurts, doesn't it? It's not my fault that no one likes you. By the way, I'm coming back home for the rest of my pregnancy. I'll be there at least until the baby's born so my mom can help out.
Is that so? I hadn't heard anything about that yet. Oh God, when is that happening?
Yep, I'll be there before you know it. I bet you can't wait, huh? But with me moving back into my parents' place for a while, you're just gonna be in the way, Kate.
What do you mean I'll be in the way? I live here, you know. You're the one who moved out.
You know what I mean. You've been occupying my room while I've been away. So where am I supposed to stay? I'm not sleeping in a tent. I'm pregnant. I need to be comfortable.
Well, yeah, I have been using your room as my office for a while now. But it hasn't been a problem as far as I know.
and you have continued to refuse to pay me any rent for it. So it's only fair that I get to ask you to get out of my room. Consider this your eviction notice.
You can't be serious. How long do you plan on living here this time anyway?
It depends on how I'm feeling, so I really have no idea. Like I said, I need to be comfortable for the baby's sake. I do think that I'll stay here for at least a little while after my baby is born. Regardless of that, I want you out of that room forever. It's mine.
You can tell me that all you like, but this is a bit sudden. I have a big project right now.
It's not like you're doing any real work anyhow, right? It's not right that you keep insisting you need an office just so you can squat in somebody else's room. How shameless can you be?
I need to concentrate on my work. The living room doesn't really work. There are too many distractions. But since you are coming back to your parents' place for a while, I guess we do need to figure something out.
No. What's there to figure out? You have to get out. That's all there is to it. It's not that complicated.
What?
All you're doing by being there is causing everybody trouble.
What do you mean by that?
I just told you. Are you not listening? Get the hell out. There's no reason I should have to take care of you.
I can take care of myself just fine, thank you very much.
And another thing, I don't want to be in a house with someone as ugly as you. It could be bad for my baby, you know. I only want my child to be around beautiful things. You understand that, right? If we have to see your face every day, the ugly might just rub off on my beautiful baby. We can't have that now, can we?
So how long are you going to be here then? Can you at least just answer that? Should I find somewhere else to be while you're home? Where am I supposed to go?
Wait, you still don't get it? How stupid are you? What I'm saying is that you're no longer needed.
What do you mean by that?
You really are slow, huh? Do I really have to spell it out for you? I mean, get the hell out. Don't ever come back. You're no longer welcome. It's always been my mom, my dad, Hank, and me. We're a family of 4 that lives in that house.
Did you forget that I'm married to Hank? And you're still telling me that I have to move out on my own and leave him behind?
Isn't it about time you gave up on that silly fantasy?
Wait, are you telling me I have to split up with Hank?
Hey, you're finally getting it. Way to go.
That's between me and him. Our marriage is none of your business. What makes you think you can dictate to us what to do with our lives?
But my mom and dad want you gone too. They completely agree with me. They said if Hank divorces you, he'll be free to live his life. He could easily find someone much prettier and richer than you.
I can't believe they would say those things about me. I feel like I'm in shock right now. You know, even though I work all the time, I've tried to help out around the house as much as I possibly can. I would never have imagined that they hate me so much after all that.
Like I said, it's because you're so slow. Learn to read the room. That's part of the reason they want to get rid of you.
Even if your mom and dad hate me that much, that's not enough though. They can't just tell me and Hank to get divorced. First of all, I don't think Hank would agree to it.
Oh, don't worry about Hank.
Why do you say that?
My mom already found a new girl for him. He'll be fine.
What are you talking about? We aren't even divorced yet. We haven't even talked about it.
Doesn't matter. Hank is totally on board with the idea. And just like I said, the girl my mom found is beautiful and rich. Don't you think he'll be happier with her than an ugly, unemployed loser like you?
But Hank has never said anything like that to me. Not even once.
It was too hard for him to tell you himself. That's where I come in. I'm here to tell you the cold, hard truth for him yet again.
Oh my God.
So now you see that there's absolutely no reason for you to be at my parents' house anymore. You see that now, right? You've been nothing more than a parasite living off my elite, high-earning brother. That's all over now. Get the hell out now! Hey, Kate! How have you been? It's been too long.
Who the hell is this? It better not be who I think it is.
Don't pretend you don't know me.
Oh, God. Is that you again, Allison? What did I do to deserve this?
Who else would it be? Still kind of slow, aren't you? I guess I should have known.
But you know about what happened with me and Hank, don't you? Our divorce was finalized quite a while ago. It's all over now. Why would I still want to talk to you?
As far as I'm concerned, we'll always be family. Even if you are elite, she was excised from the household legally. Family is very important to me, you know?
No thanks. I think I'm good. You can go ahead and stop contacting me. I've been so much happier since I don't have to deal with your crazy family anymore.
There's no way that's true. We were all so good to you. You've never had anyone else that you're close with. We were the only family you had, right? You need us. You must be lonely without us.
You guys are nothing more than perfect strangers to me now, though. And I like it that way.
Stop lying. You can't fool me.
Anyway, what is this all about? I really don't have time for this. Since I got divorced, I've been working a lot more. It's been so much easier to concentrate without Hank around. I'm busier than I've ever been before. It's been great, really.
Well, I was talking to Hank the other day, and he told me you actually make like $400K a year. For real? I had no idea. I never knew you did design work for advertisements. That's actually kind of cool. It made me change my opinion about you.
Great, so Hank is still talking about me behind my back, huh? I love it when people disclose my income to strangers.
Yeah, he told me all about your work. It made me think that maybe you aren't totally worthless after all.
And so what? I still don't know why you're contacting me. I told you I'm busy. Hurry up and get to the point.
Well, if only somebody had told me. Maybe things could have been different, you know? Maybe I wouldn't have minded having you around the house all the time. I guess it wasn't as bad as I made it out to be.
Well, it's too late for that now, right? What do you want me to do? Move back in? Ha! Didn't you tell me your mom already set Hank up with someone new anyway? What happened to that?
Yeah, about that.
So it didn't work out, huh? Can't say I'm too surprised.
I feel so bad for Hank.
Well, of course it didn't work out. Why would it? Nobody wants to be set up with an unemployed guy.
Wait, he still hasn't found a new job? But Hank's always been good at anything he tries.
Hank hasn't been employed in so long. He said he would look for a new job right away when he lost his old one. But he always found something wrong. The hours were bad or the pay was too low. He had nothing but complaints about any job he found, so he never got a new one. And that's about the time he realized that I made more than enough to support him. So he stopped even pretending to go look for a new job. What a great husband, huh?
Oh my god, no way! He hasn't even been looking for a job? But he's always been so talented. But he did tell me that his job didn't suit him. He wanted to find a challenging job where he could really utilize all his skills. Isn't that why he quit his old job? Or are you saying he was lying to me?
Oh, is that how he spun it to you, huh?
Yeah, that's not what happened at all.
He always was so vain. I guess I should have known he wouldn't be able to admit the truth.
Wait, you're telling me none of that was true? He's just trying to make himself look better?
No, none of that was true at all. He got fired.
What? He got fired? Are you serious? But I always thought Hank was great at his job. That's how he made it sound, at least. He's always been so smart and good at whatever he tries. Why would anyone ever fire him?
People who've never failed before can actually be really weak sometimes, you know? Hank is one of those people. Your mom and dad were way too overprotective of him. His whole life was laid out for him. All he had to do was follow the plan and not worry about anything. Things were easy for him for a long time. But then he made some small mistake at work and his boss chewed him out for it. Hank couldn't take failure. He'd never experienced it before. And that was all it took. He felt like he could never show his face at the office again. So he just stopped showing up. He didn't even try to come up with an excuse. He just stopped showing up. After he missed a whole bunch of time with no real excuse, they just fired him. I don't know what he thought was going to happen.
Are you serious?
I sure am. Why would I lie about this to you? Hank hasn't been working for a long time now, and I had had about enough of it. So I had been thinking about divorcing him anyway. I tried talking to him about it, but he didn't want to accept it. Which is why I was surprised when you told me he was thinking of divorcing me.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, he has no source of income at all. If we were to split up, what would he do for money? He would have no way to pay rent, so he absolutely refused to get divorced. And you thought I was the parasite?
Wait a minute. You were paying the rent too?
Of course I was. Who else would be paying? So honestly, you really saved me. I'm so glad I got out. I do owe you for that. Thanks. Once you told me that your mom had found somebody to set with him, I told him all about it. That idiot is totally unable to understand the position he's in. He just figured that if he could find another rich woman, he wouldn't need me anymore. He figured he'd be able to make a living that way. Huh. So he finally agreed to get divorced. Thank God he did.
So everybody in my parents' house, all of them. Wait, you were paying for everything there? All of it?
I sure was. Like I said, Hank is super vain. He couldn't really deal with the fact that he had been fired. So he made me promise to keep it a secret. He couldn't stand the thought of your mom and dad finding out. So they never knew what was really going on. They had no clue. As far as they were concerned, their son was a successful businessman working at a big, important company. They were totally convinced they were living off his money. I did try to play along too, though. I figured I could keep my mouth shut at least until he found a new job.
But what about all my dad's retirement money? He was set up pretty well when he retired. He should still be fine. Can't they live off that? I figured that would be enough.
Oh my God, they really don't tell you anything, do they? I figured you knew. Your dad decided to start playing the stock market with that money. He failed, miserably. Like father, like son. He even went into debt, it got so bad. They lost everything.
No way. I had no idea.
Whatever's left of his retirement has to go to pay off his debts from the stock market. It'll all be gone soon. So what I'm saying is that no one in your family has any money. And they also have no way of earning any more.
Well then, maybe you could just come back, Kate. The best thing for all of us would be to go back to the way things were before. Right?
You have said such terrible things to me. And now you want me back? Why in the world would you think I would consider that for a second? How self-centered are you that you can't see how that would never, ever happen?
But, I mean, what are we supposed to do now?
About the only thing you can do is get to work, right?
But my baby is due next month. There's no way I can work right now.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Wow, sounds like you're in pretty big trouble, huh? And you can't even call up Tom to help you out either.
Tom? Wait, why are you bringing my husband into this? What does he have to do with anything?
You didn't think I would wonder why you decided to move back into your parents' place all of a sudden? I called Tom up right away. He said he caught you cheating and wasn't sure what to do.
Oh my God.
That baby of yours. It isn't his, is it? You claimed you were coming home so your mom could help you out while you were pregnant. But that wasn't the truth, was it? He kicked you out.
I mean…
He also told me you stole money from his bank account. I know that's why you tried to make me give $10,000 as a present.
I really needed that money though.
And I also heard that you spent a bunch of money on your new guy. And then he dumped you anyway. Tom told me you even went into debt wasting money on that guy. I wonder if you've told your mom and dad about all that yet.
No, not yet.
Don't you think you better tell them sooner rather than later?
Okay, look. You know what a tough spot I'm in, Kate. Couldn't you just give me the money I need? You can afford it.
Why the hell would I do that? You're a perfect stranger to me now.
Well, I can help you patch things up with Hank. And then we can all be a family again. Wouldn't that be nice?
You have to know, there's no way I would ever have anything to do with you people ever again. Why would I want you as my family? What's in it for me? Absolutely nothing.
But, we were your family for a while, right? If you saw us sleeping out on the streets, wouldn't you feel bad for us?
Are you kidding? Not at all.
Oh, okay then. Well, at least I'll get half of everything Tom owns.
Why would you think that? You know what else Tom told me? He said that since you got married, he couldn't stop you from wasting money constantly. From what he told me, there's nothing left to split. He said you even got into his savings from before you guys were married. Isn't he coming after you for that too? You're going to have to pay him back.
I wasn't talking about me. God. What I meant was that it turns out you make all kinds of money. You have to split that with Hank now, right? If you're really making $400K a year, which I still can hardly believe, then Hank should get a pretty nice share of that. He should definitely be able to pay off my debt and my alimony, no problem.
Nope, he gets nothing.
Wait, why? Hank has a right to some of what you earned while you guys were together, right?
No, he sure doesn't. When we got married, we signed a prenuptial agreement.
What does that mean?
Back when we got married, I had just gone out on my own, so I wasn't making that much at the time. It was more just like a side hustle for me. On the other hand, Hank had a good job at a big company. He was easily making 10 times as much money as I was at the time.
Okay.
Well, your mom found out about that, and she was worried what might happen if we ever got divorced. She didn't want me running off with all of Tom's money. She wanted to make sure that could never happen. So she made us sign a prenuptial agreement. It was a contract that said we didn't have to split our assets if we ever got divorced. We did exactly what she wanted. Do you get it now?
People actually do that?
Well, we certainly did. At the time, I was pretty upset about it. But now I'm so grateful your mom told us to do that.
But how are they going to pay rent now? What's going to happen to the house? How are we supposed to live? Who's going to pay for my baby? What am I supposed to do?
Why are you asking me? What do I have to do with it? Good luck to you guys. Have fun being one big happy family. See you around, Allison.
Wait, listen. Could you at least help pay for my delivery?
Goodbye.
Wait, please, Kate. Don't cut me off like that.
My ex-husband and his family couldn't pay rent anymore. Big surprise there. So yeah, they got evicted. Now they live in a tiny one-room apartment together. I'd imagine it's pretty tight with 4 people in there. It's apparently been hard for them to accept their new reality. My mother and father-in-law are too embarrassed to show their faces in public anymore. Allison still can't work until she has her baby. I heard my Hank is working morning to night at some part-time job somewhere. But they're still going to have to find a way to pay Allison's debt. They couldn't be poorer if they tried. Hank and Allison kept trying to get in touch with me. They cried about how terrible their lives are and begged me to help them. I couldn't stand how obnoxious they were being, so I blocked all their numbers. Now that I'm on my own again, I've been able to really focus on my work. I've gotten so many new contracts, and I'm making more money than ever before. I'm so glad I got away from them all. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. We hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button and let us know what you thought in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this and press the bell for notifications.